What's going on, people? Welcome to my brand new channel, Dad Mods MX, where we're going to talk about the greatest sport in the history of mankind. Some of you might know me as Saucy Dad from my music reaction channel that's been around for a little while now. I am a moto head that is just a little sick and tired, like a lot of you. Sick and tired of how politically correct everybody is, how proper and official and just like robots in a microphone. Don't get me wrong. I think everybody involved, all these established moto channels, podcasts, whatever, these guys have been doing it for a long time. They deserve to be where they're at, and they're killing it. There will always be a need for the well-spoken, well-articulated opinions and news, etc., in the sport, in any sport. But damn it, I want to give us a place where we can just come and just attack each other like the little piranhas that we are in the comment sections. Listen, I'm a football fan. I'm a racing fan. I run a music reaction channel. I have a TikTok channel with almost 1 million followers on it. More to do with the paranormal side of things. I've seen it all. When it comes to comment sections, I've seen it all. Moto fans are a different breed when it comes to comments, and I just think it's absolutely hilarious. But anyways, I started this because I love the sport. I grew up around the sport. I had a couple best friends of mine that made it into the pro ranks. I personally, very little motocross. I raced quads and snowcross. Made it as far as semi-pro, qualified for the Winter X Games. Cool, fun stuff like that. But that was many gray hairs, many dad bod features ago. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I love the sport and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it without the political correctness, just unfiltered opinions, and we'll just see where this goes. So come at me in the comments if you don't like what I'm talking about, if you don't like my opinion. Feel free, okay? Feel free. Bring it on, boy. I want to start. I was going to cover a few things, but I don't want the first episode to be 7 million years long and you guys just never come back. So we'll try to keep it around 6 or 9 minutes. 6 or 9, anything is pretty much the magic number. Shout out to the Godfather, Ronnie Mac. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, the few things that kind of sparked my motivation. Okay, I've wanted to do this, but the reason that I'm deciding to do it now is just because some of the stuff that's been going down in the moto world the last couple weeks. Last week, Josh Mosiman, Michael Mosiman's brother, I'm still a goon. I'm still a noob, so I should have looked. I think it's Moto Action Magazine. Pretty sure, Moto Action Magazine. Either way, you know who I'm talking about if you're a moto fan. Absolutely top tier human being. Joshua Mosiman is. Amazing rider in his own right. Still did some outdoors this last season. He's just a really good dude. I'm a big fan of Mr. Mosiman. Wish him all the success in the world. He made a video last week talking about how riders such as RJ Hampshire, Cameron McAdoo, just as some examples, mainly because they're on the same coast as the individual we're talking about today, Mr. Jett Lawrence. Mr. Jett Lawrence. Now, wow. I'm a fan of some pretty polarizing figures, and we're going to get into some motocross, supercross polarizing figures in future videos. I think you have a good idea of who I'm talking about, but we're not going there today. Today is all about Mr. Jett Lawrence, the Aussie, the phenom that he has been so early in his career, just dominating the sport. You won't find a rider in his class that argues where his talent level stacks up. So, Josh Mosiman's point in the video that he made, and RJ Hampshire echoed his sentiment in the interview that he did. So, look, I mean, the kid's just ridiculously talented. I have to work 10 times harder than him to be somewhat near the same level. Josh made a comment, I don't remember word for word, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of, RJ Hampshire, Cameron McAdoo, people like them have to work much harder to end up with a factory ride than somebody like Jett does. You guys, my God, your feelings have never been so hurt. And apparently, because the comment section was just like, Jett didn't earn his ride? You don't think he works hard? Huh? You don't think they sacrificed anything? I couldn't believe it. I scrolled through it for a little bit, just laughing my little tookus off at some of you people. Man, he never said that. He never said the kid didn't work for what he has. He never said they didn't sacrifice for what he has. I responded to somebody's comment, or maybe I made a comment, something along those lines. The thread ended up going for a little bit, and I was just like, all right, you got it. You win. You win. Again, content creator, it gets super exhausting, those comment sections. You guys will just go and go and go and go and go. Right or wrong, just go and go and go. So I gave up. I walked away. I conceded defeat. He's right. Brace yourselves, man. Sit down. Take a seat. Take a seat. He's right. Newsflash. Jett Lawrence has more natural talent than RJ Hampshire does. And Jett Lawrence has more natural talent than enter name here. Like, for real, dude. He hopped on a 450, raced Motocross the Nations, which, oh, by the way, is the best riders from all around the world on one gate. Can you just remind me? My memory's foggy. Where did he finish? Where did he finish? Oh, first 450 race ever. Oh, against Chase, who just did what he did with Eli all year long. Huh. That's interesting. Very interesting. Now, at his age, it's not possible for him to have put in as much work as almost anybody else on that gate because of how much longer they have been in the sport than him. But we won't even go there today. Today we're talking about Supercross. We're talking about the RJs. We're talking about the Camerons of the world. And yeah, they had to work harder. They had to lay so much. Okay, I will refrain from that because that's maybe not accurate. They had to work harder. They have to work harder to get to the same place than Jett does. That's not a bad thing, dude. Why is everybody why does that hurt your feelings? He is a more naturally gifted rider. Nobody's taken anything away from the kid. Nobody's taking anything away. Somebody responded to my comment and said, well, how many of those guys sold their house and, sacrificed everything and put it all on the line for their kids' motocross careers? What? Are you brand new to motocross, sir? Do you know anything about the sport at all? Have you ever been to Loretta's? Ever? Have you ever been to Minio's? Ever? Do you have any idea? That's the point that I gave up. Do you have any idea? Probably 50% of the pits at Loretta's are parents that have second mortgages on their homes for their kids' motocross. Literally everything riding on their motocross careers. Do you know why we know about Jett's story? Dazzy's story? Do you know why we know about the Lawrence's story? Oh, because he is redonkulously talented on a motor dirt bike cycle, on a motor dirtsicle. Okay. His natural talent level, his starting point, his floor, his foundation, whatever you want to call it, that's up to you, is higher than almost anybody else currently in the sport. I'm not going to say ever. We're not ready to go there yet. But look, we're getting there. We're getting there, okay? Got to see what he does, 450 Supercross. I get it. Have you seen anything that says otherwise to this point? It's not a bad thing. Like, I'm a big football fan, right? Those of you, I know a lot of moto people, it kind of crosses over because of the times of year and stuff, right? It's a natural thing to be a football and a moto fan, I feel like. Can you tell me, people that know football, just people that disagree with my point here, Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, can you tell me who has to work harder? You know where I'm going with this, right? Can you tell me who has to work harder to be an MVP level quarterback? Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady? Lamar Jackson or Kirk Cousins? Josh Allen or Kirk Cousins? Can you tell me who has to work harder to be an MVP level quarterback? Why is it it's not any different. It is no different. The kid is more naturally gifted on a dirt bike. He does things on dirt bikes that he's not. It's not because he's been taught to do that. It's not because his dad sold their house that, I better learn how to do things nobody's ever learned how to do before. Like, that's not how it works, dude. That's not how it works. The kid is more naturally gifted than almost anybody else on the line. That is not to say he doesn't work his ass off. If he didn't work his ass off, it wouldn't matter how much natural talent he has. He wouldn't be winning anything. Nobody's saying he doesn't work and sacrifice and dedicate, blah, 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 blah. That is not what anybody's saying. What everybody's saying is if he does 20 reps in the gym, RJ and Cameron have to do 40. Okay? Whatever he does, they have to do a third, 2/3 more. Let's say a third more of whatever he does. They got to do that plus a third to get to the same spot because his floor is higher. His floor is higher than theirs. Deal with it. Like, I don't know why that's so offensive to people. It's not a bad thing. What? I fail to understand why that hurts people's feelings. And like I said, go spend the week at Loretta's, bro. If you truly think Dazzy's the first one to do what he did, go to Loretta's. Do you have any idea how many thousands, literally how many thousands of people have done what Dazzy did, but we will never know their names? We will never know about their story? Why is that, you think? Because their kid never lined up for a single pro race? Because they never made it that far? For whatever reason. Sometimes it's injury related. That's pretty common, actually. But not all the time. Sometimes they just don't have it. They're just not like, they can't get to that next level, you know? It's one thing to be fast on a mini bike. It's one thing to be fast in super minis. It's one thing to be fast on big bikes in the, kind of low to mid tier amateur classes. That hitting that next level when you can ride with pros every day and match their times or set their time, like beat their times, be the best guy at the practice track amongst the best guys, several times throughout the week. Some people just don't have that. Some people just can't get there. Okay. Like I said earlier, I grew up around where AJ Catanzaro grew up. Our little, the top guys in our area, in the New England area, when AJ was growing up, I don't know if you could find a gnarlier, as far as the depth. Yes, there was faster people elsewhere. Sure, one guy here versus one guy here. Yes. As far as the class of guys, the graduating class, if you will, New England around that time was in 06, 07-ish. Dude, gnarly. Barsha, AJ Catanzaro, Jimmy D, So I could literally just go on. Seth Taylor, Craig Doobie. There's so many super fast guys that never did anything. So many. Look, I mean, Barsha was, when Barsha would come to the track, or when it was like a regional or whatever, it was just a known thing in the pits or friends of his or whatever. Like, yeah, that kid he's the next it. Like, he's going to go do what Ricky did, basically. That's how we thought of Barsha. Ridiculous style and just sending it everywhere. And honestly, it hasn't really come to fruition like that. Yeah, he's still a bad dude on a motorcycle. Insanely bad dude on a motorcycle. But even Barsha, as insanely talented as he is, as hard as he works, as much as he puts into it, I don't know, man. He's not really known for ever having any stretches of dominating. He's known for sawing off front wheels, right? It's not like some people just don't have that. Some people's ceiling doesn't go up that high. So they have to work super hard to stay at the very top of their potential. Jett's potential, that's all Josh Mosiman was saying. Jett's floor and his ceiling are both a little bit higher than everybody else's. Right now, anyways. Not to say all time or ever will be. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to have more natural talent than somebody else. It does not mean he hasn't earned it. Does not mean they haven't sacrificed. Does not mean that he doesn't work his tail off. It just means it comes more natural. It comes more natural to him than it does some other people. That's all. He gets more out of a certain amount of investment, whether that be gym time, bicycle time, seat time. He gets a little bit more than most guys do if they all do the same amount. That's all. He's got a little bit more natural talent. You think when Bubba was coming up, guys that were on the gate with Bubba throughout his career, do you really think they were just like, oh, well, I guess I just have to work a little bit harder to tire tap that and then fourth gear wide open quad over half the planet? Like, that wasn't something going through anybody's mind. Like, oh, that was cool. I will never, ever be able to do that. That's not because James sacrificed more or worked harder. He was born with that. He was more naturally gifted on a dirt bike. Jett Lawrence, is more naturally gifted on a dirt bike right now than anybody else in the 250 class. I don't know how you could argue that. 3 titles now, almost definitely going to be a 4th. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not a bad thing. What Josh said was not a bad thing. It should not have hurt your feelings. It should not have been offensive. It's true. It's a fact. He was speaking facts. He has earned his factory ride, okay? But it came a little bit easier to him than it did RJ and Cameron Mack could do. You guys take one little word, you take half of a sentence, you pull it out of the context, and then you just all caps. Blah. He didn't earn it. You don't think Jett earned his ride? They didn't sacrifice, That one comment made me laugh so hard. How many people sacrificed what Jett's dad did, what the Lawrence family did? You'll never know the answer to that. Unfortunately, you will never know the answer to that because 99% of them you will never see on television or Peacock. Thank God for Peacock, by the way. That's one thing I wanted to talk about. But again, I don't want the first episode to be super long. So we're going to cover these in individual videos. Wanted to start with this one because that one really grinds my gears. Really grinds my gears, man. It's just kind of common sense. It's common sense. Nobody's saying the kid doesn't work. Nobody's saying the kid doesn't sacrifice and hasn't earned it. Saying it comes easier to him. How? How do you watch these races and argue with that? Like, I just don't know. It comes easier to some things come easier to some people. I don't know, man. It's human nature. It's the way it is. It's just kind of the way it's always been. And that is true in every single sport. That is true in every single sport, you know? Anyways, man, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Dad Mods channel. Brand new. I hope we grow. I just want to give you, all of you guys and myself, a place to just unfilter. Yeah, just talk moto. Talk moto. Especially now where we've got this super duper quadruper pooper motor kaslooper cross world universe championship cycles dirt. Yeah. Especially now where we got that. We got racing. I mean, what? Like 72 weekends out of the 52 weekends in a year? Or maybe it was 69. I don't remember. It's a lot, though. And I'm stoked, dude. I'm super stoked. We've got moto almost year-round. Yeah, I know that's awful. The riders, not super stoked. Purse money, cool. How many guys are actually going to benefit from that? It's debatable. The good news is it's growing. It's heading in the right direction. So I'm not going to shit on it too much. I do think it's a good thing at the end of the day. And yeah, man, I'm stoked. Dad Mods, we're officially live, up and running. I'm going to set up some other socials to go along with the channel here. An Instagram and a Twitter and blah, blah, blah. If you guys are into music reactions, go check out my Saucy Dad channel. I react to literally everything, from metal to freaking hip hop to whatever. And then paranormal stuff I do on my TikTok channel. But here, all moto, all the time. I would like to get to a point where we can watch the races together, you know? I know I can't stream it, but I really dig the whole companion thing that Jace does on Gypsy Tales. I think that's super cool, and I'm going to copy him. I don't care if 2 people show up with me. It'll be 2 more people to watch moto with than I have right now, because the old lady and the kids, not super into it. My son loves it, but maybe he can watch it with us too. I don't know. I just, I wanted to have a place where we can talk moto, give my opinions, get some feedback on them, and just be part of the community. If you could ask me if Jesus descended from the heavens right now wearing a Bubba Stewart jersey and just said, I will grant you whatever job, what is your dream job, your dream way to earn an income, what would that be? It has always been, I don't know why I didn't start this sooner because of this, but it has always been being involved in moto. I don't care if that's being Star Yamaha's water boy. I don't care if that's doing the laundry for PC. I don't care, man. Changing out the toilet paper in the AMA trailer. I just want to be involved, bro. I know that the media thing, really hard world to kind of climb into, and being the new guy. So I'm not trying to step on any toes. I'm not trying to do anything that hasn't been done before or whatever. I just love moto. I want to talk about it, and I want to talk about it with other moto heads. So hopefully you guys dig it, and we can keep it going. But we'll see. We'll kind of test the waters, see where this goes, because I do have some other. I want to talk about Eli. I want to talk about how we're rushing people out of their sport way too early with where medicine is these days. I want to talk about Hayden Deegan, big Deegs fan. I'm just a fan of everybody. I'm a fan of everybody. It's not the same as it used to be where it's like, you know, everybody's an enemy. In this sport, on any given practice day, how quickly it can all be taken away from you. I just don't know why we would ever be anything but a family. And I think it's really evolved to that, which is super dope to see. Everybody wants the best for everybody and let the best man win on Saturday night. I think that is awesome. That's the way it should be. And that's the way it's trending. So I want the best for everybody, including all these amateur kids coming up. all the people that are pro already, all the guys creeping up on my age that are still pro. I don't know, man. Once it's over, it's over, you know? So we'll get into that the next video, though. That's all I got for you guys today. Dad mods, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Go check out whatever links I remember to put in the description. Might be 0. You never know. Might be 6, might be 9. We'll see. But I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I got a little sign off that I do on my music channel. I'm not going to do that here because I hate myself for once you start something like that, you got to keep it going. So I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You guys aren't anywhere near as attractive as the ladies that watch the music channel, okay? I mean, you're cute, and if your question is, would I probably would. I probably would, you know what I mean? Find a hole, send it. That's what my uncle always taught me in the shed. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Bye.